first month of this year, I really want to reduce my screen time. I feel like it's my number one goal for this first month because that pretty much helps the rest of the entire year. Not only do I want to be more productive, I want to be more present and just live more in the moment. The average person spends about 4 hours a day on their phone. And for teenagers, that's 8 hours. If you spend 4 hours on your phone every day across an entire year, that would be 2 months. And across an entire 80-year lifespan, that's about 13 years of your life spending on your phone doing this. You're gonna spend 13 years scrolling on TikTok or Instagram if you don't sort out your screen time now. So that's why reducing my screen time is a big goal for mine this year. And it should be one of yours if you're watching this video. Currently my screen time is about, I want to say 6 to 7 hours, and I want to reduce it by the end of a month, let's say about an hour. So comment right now what your screen time is and what you want to have it at by the end of the month. First tip is charge your phone outside of the room you sleep in. Now I'm sure you guys are all basically the same. You wake up and immediately grab your phone. You might use your phone as an alarm clock, so obviously you're going to grab your phone because you want to turn off your alarm. And after you turn off your alarm, what are you going to do? Go on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok and probably spend upwards of 20 to almost an hour just on your bed scrolling or watching YouTube videos. Now, of course, I'm a victim of this. And if you use your phone as an alarm, go ahead and buy an alarm clock. You can probably get one for like $5 on Amazon. Get a physical alarm that is only an alarm, not anything else. Don't use your phone. Do this so you can just straight away do your morning routine, eat breakfast, take a shower, brush your teeth, so you won't just lay on your phone for an hour scrolling through TikTok. The second tip is having no notifications on and having do not disturb on. This makes it so your phone never rings for a phone call or never gets a notification for a text message. Now you might be thinking that what if there's an emergency, someone needs to call me, what if my parents want to call me, something like that. And you can actually go into your settings, your do not disturb settings, and go and make exceptions for certain people. So say you want to make an exception for your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, just in case there's an emergency. Go into your settings and go into do not disturb and make an exception for certain contacts. That makes it so if you get a notification, you know that it's actually important and you actually need to check your phone. So now you don't really have an excuse to not be on do not disturb, but just have an exception for certain people. The third tip, I'm just gonna lump all these settings into one tip. It's turn off rise to wake, turn off tap to wake, change your background to black so it's just boring, and remove all color on your phone. All these settings just make your phone extremely boring. Rise to wake makes it so just picking up your phone turns it on, and tap to wake just makes it so tapping it turns it on. So turning these off makes you think again before actually turning on your phone. Subconsciously, it just makes you think twice. And with rise to wake on and tap to wake on, you don't really think twice, you just pick it up and unlock it right away because it automatically turns on. So turning those two settings off just makes a subconscious barrier before you turn on your phone. The next two, changing your background to black and removing all color on your phone, just makes your phone extremely boring and less addictive. It makes your phone less stimulating, basically making it less addictive. Removing all the color on your phone and just making it gray, you're just gonna make it extremely boring. I mean, who wants to look at a gray Instagram feed? It's definitely going to discourage you from being on Instagram, YouTube if everything's just gray and boring. So those 4 things just add an extra layer for discouraging you to be off your phone. The next tip is deleting every single app except for the ones you really need. And yes, delete YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, everything. Even things like eBay, Amazon, Grailed, everything you don't really need. Like, I really don't need YouTube or Discord on my phone. The only apps I really need are obviously my phone and messaging app, maps, email, my bank app, and I recommend deleting or deactivating all your social media accounts, at least for a couple months. But if you don't want to go that far, at least delete the apps. And only use your Instagram or TikTok on your computer or laptop. This is really going to help with not scrolling all the time because I feel like the web browser versions of TikTok or Instagram are really less addictive than the actual app versions. My next tip is kind of weird, but leave your house without your phone a couple of times a week. I don't mean don't go to school or work without your phone because you're probably going to need it eventually, but I mean take a walk without your phone, go to the park without your phone, go play some basketball, go play some soccer, and don't bring your phone. Do things like that so you get used to not having your phone on you all the time. Go ride your bike without your phone, go drive without your phone, go to the grocery store without your phone. Just do small little activities without your phone so you can get accustomed to not always having your phone on you. Now for my final and probably most important tip is have things to do besides being on your phone. Now yes, our phones are extremely addictive, but our phones are really only a symptom from the main problem, and that is us not having a purpose or a goal to do besides being on our phone. Our phone is a symptom from not having a greater purpose to do or a goal each day. Even if you do all the tips I just mentioned before, you'll probably still end up back on your phone if you don't have anything else to do. Yes, the tips I just mentioned will probably help you out. Having no notifications, having do not disturb mode on, having no apps, deleting social media, doing all these things will probably help you out for a week or two. But if you don't replace the time you spent on your phone with something else, you'll probably just end up back on your phone. You have to set goals, have a purpose to do, or just any activity to do besides being on your phone in your free time. And that could literally be anything. Going outside, as I just mentioned, playing a sport, some basketball, taking a walk in the park, going out with friends, doing nothing, meditating, journaling, reading a book, cooking yourself lunch or dinner, literally anything besides being on your phone. As long as that time spent is somewhat productive and is not you being on your phone scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. This activity that you're going to do instead of being on your phone doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to start a multi-million-dollar company. While that would be nice, it can be simple things like reading a book or taking a walk. So a practical solution to do tomorrow or even right now is writing down what you're going to do instead of being on your phone. And next time you have free time to be on your phone or you have the courage to just scroll for an hour, think back to those things you wrote down and make sure you do those things instead of being on your phone. And that's basically the video. I'm going to try all these tips out myself actually, because as I said, I want to get my screen time down to about an hour or even less. And if you have any other tips for reducing screen time, just comment down below so we can help each other out.